Welcome to Bond SCX. This is Lance, the Bargain Stock Bounty Hunter. This is week 3, January 17th through January 20th. I've got Daz joining me today. And disclaimer before I get started, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I advising anyone to spend their money. This is only for educational purposes and only my opinion. Any money spent is at the individual's own discretion and not due to any information from me. So we're long overdue, Daz. It's the first video of the year, and kind of let the fans down a little bit. Both have been pretty busy though, coming into this year. So actually had some call outs for the last 2 weeks, but just didn't make the time to shoot and record a video. So anyway, without further ado, we're back at the stock call outs this year. And this is where X marks the spot to get you on top. The way I do my scans over the weekend, I'm looking for true value. I'm looking for trend. So I'm looking to buy anything underpriced and anything that's moving in a very decent direction if possible. So you'll see on the left side here, anything in the highlighted in blue is something that's moving in a good direction. Only anything that's highlighted in red or on the left side is moving in a good direction and below true value. So anything highlighted in the teal here is below true value, and everything here in the yellow is all the true value prices. So let's get started with looking at the Nasdaq, as I normally do. Let's look at the stock exchanges, to both the Nasdaq and the New York Stock Exchange, and let's see what the market's really showing us. So again, last few weeks I didn't put out any videos, but we see the market has really turned around. Not significantly, but enough. And we see what we really want to see when we say a bullish market or bullish mode. We see the beginnings of something that could be a potential bull run. So we've got the teal EMA crossing over the blue, the greens cross over the blue, and now the red is crossed over the blue. So we saw that coming in to Friday this past week. And of course, this not being a trading day on Monday, market was closed. There's a great potential in the short week that we could see the Nasdaq actually end up around the 10,995 range to around the 11,174 by Friday. So like what I'm seeing here in the MACD, the MACD's definitely starting to open up. It's below the midpoint. The momentum is a little bit higher. It's already crossed over. It's already moving pretty good. So it could be a little pullback on the momentum, but nonetheless, we see 4 days in a row, markets turn pretty strong on the Nasdaq. So like what I'm seeing here, definitely has an opportunity to attack the 180-day SMA, as I like to say. This is what we want to see. We want to see an attack on the SMA, and we might get that attack this week. If not this week, potentially next week. So let's see what happens. It could definitely resist here and fall back down. And there's a lot of noise still in the economy and in the world that could definitely change some things pretty drastically. So let's look at the New York Stock Exchange. Again, you're looking at a 1 year, 1 day. Again, we see a very similar pattern, and we definitely see definitely more of a confirmation of a bull market coming into the New York Stock Exchange. We see support on the SMA back in middle and end of December, and we see that support just turn around and pull pretty strongly the last 2 weeks. And so, like what I'm seeing in the MACD, momentum is showing a little bit of a pullback, so I wouldn't be surprised if some of this doesn't pull back some. It is pretty high above the EMA, the 8-day, 5 and 8-day EMA that you see on the Williams Alligator. So wouldn't be surprised if some pulls back down a little bit this week on the New York Stock Exchange. I actually didn't put a estimated by Friday, but I would say by Friday, this one should probably be somewhere around the 15,566 range is where I predict the New York Stock Exchange will be by Friday. All right, so let's get to the plays of the week. That's what everyone wants to see. So a lot of good, strong moving stocks, as I just mentioned. we saw in the stock exchanges have definitely been moving strongly, which is a product of the individual companies moving well. And so a lot of things are overpriced. So I would say the first one this week I want to call out is HPINC, HPQ, Hewlett Packard. It's moving at a trend of a 4, really, really nice trend. 3 cents on sale, coming at a true value of $27.94. And we look at HPINC, you've called this one out last year, and won't necessarily go back through those call outs necessarily, but just kind of look at where we are just a year out, 1 year, 1 day. We see HPINC from a year ago tended to be what I call above the cake range. So the cake is, again, the stronghold of the stock. In between the two purple bars here is where the price wants to be. So we see the price really holding above that range. And then we see it definitely pulls down again around the middle of the year, around June. And we haven't seen it really return to be above the SMA. So we see a resistance on the SMA in August, and we see called it out a couple times actually during this cake range. Me and Daz both called this one out. Came down to price point. We see a couple times here and turned around for us in a short amount of time. Then we see a definitely drastic manipulation move and pulls this one down quite a bit in September. So hit a low of 2408 in October. And we see definitely a turnaround, and it definitely turned bullish. And we see a little bit of resistance on the lower band of the cake range around 11:15, around November 15th. We see a little bit of a pullback. And then what I'm seeing lately, what I'm seeing right now, is an opportunity to get this one at around $26.88. See it definitely holding along this progressive line here, touching off on it, looking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So definitely see a potential for this one to pull back down. It is still in bullish mode. The teal is above the green, green's above the red, red's above the blue. So it's still in bullish mode, but it does look like it's going to pull back down some. So we talk about wavelength. So this one is in a wave count of a 0 on the month. So this one pretty much can go either way to a -1, which is a pull down, or a +1, which is a pull up on the month. So I expect this one to, for long term, I believe you can get in at 26.88 and hold this one definitely for an attack on the SMA at least. But I think by Friday, you can at least get anywhere between 27.9. Let's see, that'll be about 3.6% to about 28.45, about 5.7%. So anywhere between a little under 6 and a little above 3% this week for HPQ. So that's my call out for HPQ. It's 26.88. That's what your call out for HPQ this week.
For me, I put down $26.30, 26.30. Excuse me.
26.30. Okay.
Yeah, had some support from December 16th to now, so I think that area might be tested again.
Okay, it's pretty close. All right. This is also
right here is a long term or short term.
Long term. So 1 to 12. So 26 cents too on the dividends on this one. So you really can't go too wrong with this one. Yeah, I think this one is a good price point here. At the worst case, excuse me. Worst case, you still have some uncovered manipulation all the way back to 2408 with about 11 million shares traded. So 2408 is still not a bad point. Come down, average down, but good prices here either way. All right. Any more thoughts on HBQ, guys?
No, not this one.
All right. All right, moving on down the list, we have Kroger. Kroger comes in a flat trend, 19 cents on sale, true value of $45.41. I think we can get in a little cheaper than that. So let's look at Kroger this week. So Kroger, Kroger called it out. Did we call this one out last year, Des? I don't believe so. I don't see any market.
I don't think so.
Think your sound's messing up a little bit again.
Oh, okay. You hear me better now?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I don't think we called it out last year, but
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on my chart here, so maybe we didn't. I know I've looked at it a couple times, so I'll look at overall for 1 year, 1 day on Kroger's. So it's been a high of 62.78 back on April 8th of last year, and we see this one actually trades pretty nicely. It's definitely had a lot of manipulation into March that actually pushed it above what I call again the cake range, and so it's above here. We see it pull right back through and right back down and right through the SMA. And we see a couple of attacks on the SMA, but definitely didn't see anything cross through to actually turn full bullish mode. We see a low of 41.82 with a lot of manipulation to the downside in October. And then we see this one turn a little temporary bullish. Again, another attack on the SMA here in December and a lot of resistance again on that one. So I like what I'm seeing. It definitely is not afraid to attack the SMA multiple times. I think for even a long-term hold on this one. 43.81 is where I'm going in this week with this one. I actually called this one out last week on a video I didn't shoot, but I had 44.23 last week. It didn't come down the price point. It did come down to true value, but they see a little bit of a pullback opportunity here at 43.81. I feel real confident getting in. It is in a -1 on a monthly wave count, so that means the opportunity for it to go to zero this month is higher than it is for it to fall down more. I do see a little bit of a pullback on the MACD and the momentum. So I think 43.81 is pretty good. It actually touched down on this progressive line on a manipulation to the upside on 12.16. And so I think with this one coming down, touchdown again on this progressive line, you might be able to see another manipulation point again to push this one again. It needs to be above -1 this month. So, and then we're close to the SMA again. And so another attack on the SMA this week or next week sounds very, very possible. And again, it's way below the cake range. So it's a lot of opportunity for this one to grow. So I think I like Kroger this week at 43.81. That's what's your call out for Kroger this week?
For me, I got down 42.95.
Okay. You ever trade?
I'm just playing off of I'm playing off demand here. And no, I never traded Kroger.
Okay. With the prices of food going sky high, I don't know how much that's affecting their profit margins. I don't know if they're just still just increasing the prices, their supply chains increasing their prices. So I don't know. I think the food market seems like could be a good market to hold for a little bit. So I don't think you can go wrong here.
Yeah, remind me to, I know we got time in this video, but remind me to show you something with Kroger at the end of this one that really caught my eye before. So
Okay. All right. Next on the list, go down to Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines comes in as a flat trend, 56 cents overpriced, true value of $20.10. So let's look at Spirit Airlines. And Spirit Airlines is the one we called out quite a bit last year, if I'm not mistaken. Did we? See one call out here. Maybe we didn't call it as much. I know I scanned it quite a bit last year. But we'd see call Spirit Airlines out back in March. Didn't come down to my price point, but it did turn around quite a bit that next week with a lot of manipulation to the upside. We're looking at on from the time I called it out. So very next week, you're looking at 11 days, 28.9%. And so we see how this one moves through the cake range pretty nicely. So anytime, you look at this one, anytime it's below the cake range, it's just pretty much load up and look where it goes. So load the cake, load up, look where it goes. So we're at an opportunity here now It's on again, it's on a nice progressive line going all the way back to October 10th. So we see some definitely some support here, and definitely again see some more attacks on the SMA that failed. So we're looking for another potential attack on the SMA here soon. And I think this week it's a little bit of a long shot, but I think in 1933 it is already moving in a pretty strong way over the last couple of days. It's not quite bullish mode. I do think uh, this one is tracking, so it is on track. So it is already in convergence. It is on a wave count of a 0 for the month, and so this one can definitely go to a +1 real easily. And so I would say at 1933 for a 1 to 3 month hold, like what I'm seeing in the MACD and the momentum. So I don't see anything wrong with going in with Spirit Airlines this week. I see a lot of promising signs. The only downside I see is, will it come down to 1933 this week? So that's my call out for Spirit Airlines this week. That's what's your call out for Spirit?
I'm a little, well, I'm a lot under yours. I got down 16.87.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We talked about this before the video. I forgot you had a 16 in this one.
Yeah, that's just where I feel safe at, like purchasing it. Not really too big on airline stocks. I used to option trade a little bit American Airlines, but
That's right. It's right. Yeah, I forgot you did options on American for a while. So 1687, it'd have to come down quite a bit.
yeah, that's probably really unlikely for this week, though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. I agree with Jeff. So
Your price point is definitely more on par.
yeah, I was worried about it coming down to my price point, and then you threw out 1687. I was like, oh, okay, I don't feel so bad.
I guess a realistic one, I would say you can take a look at 1848 would be all right.
1848, is that covering this manipulation? No, nobody started cover. Is it covering this one? It's 1907. Yeah, you must be looking at this one here. 1862. Yeah, so you're looking at this manipulation that needs to be covered. Yeah, I can see that. That was one thing that I looked at that kind of was a little bit hesitant on calling this one out at this price point because of this manipulation point. So you had what is that? 1.7 million called out, traded on the was that 13th. So this one carried a lot of volume, like most of the other airline stocks. So it's pretty much a low volume stock for an airline stock. So, all right. Any more thoughts on Spirit Airlines?
No, it's all good.
See, you got me out here calling American Airlines, man. All right. Last but not least on the list this week, flat trend coming in at 26 cents over price. Got SentinelOne at true value of $14.06. I think we can get it a little cheaper than that this week, and that's where I want to call this one out. Traded SentinelOne a couple times this past year. So let's look at some call outs, previous call outs. Definitely called this one out. In July, we see it come down to price point, came down to my price, and then turned around the next week. We called it out actually 2 weeks in a row there. Then we called it out again in October and fell off quite drastically. I believe that's when I was starting to average down to get out of this one. And then see an opportunity for this one. This one's been quite manipulated. We're looking at 48.46 back in February last year. And now we're looking at a low of 12.69 within the last 2 weeks. And so see a pretty good support line here. I think 1307 is where I really like this one. You can't really do wave counts on this one because it's too manipulated. But I do like what I'm seeing in the MACD and the momentum. This one does trade pretty decently. I think the biggest thing with SentinelOne is just being patient and waiting for the right price. You can jump in too early on this one and it can burn you. So I would say 1307 is really good price point. I do see an opportunity. I see it's actually resistant against the blue EMA, which is the 13-day EMA here. And so I see a resistance on there 2 to 3 times. And so I think an opportunity for this one to come down and potentially by Friday, looking at maybe 1383 to 1502. That's potentially 5 to 14.6% by Friday. But this one is definitely one you could hold much longer. Again, this was way below the SMA and way below what I call the cake band. So a lot of opportunity here with SentinelOne. So 1307 is my call out this week. That's what your call out for SentinelOne.
I got 13 even.
Man, it's close. Okay.
Yeah, I guess my pick wouldn't probably be much of a technical analysis pick, but probably more of a fundamental pick. I think just at 13,
Okay.
long-term investment. It's I got to do more digging into, but no, it's the cybersecurity stock, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got to do more digging into them and everything, but yeah, from 48 to 1269 low and getting above its 8 DMA and 18. I mean, I think it has room to run.
Yeah, it's got some uncovered manipulation too at 1701 from 1213 with 5 million shares. So,
Oh wow, okay.
yeah, some opportunity for sure. I like this one. So, all right. Well, that's all we've got for this week. Again, still continue to look out for some more videos from us this week, or from us this year. Definitely want to look at. I think I have a goal. I'd like to put out some actual tips videos this year. I kept saying I was going to put some out last year, but I didn't get around to putting them out. I've actually got. I think I have 2 that I've actually already recorded. I just haven't posted, but got some tips and trick videos. Definitely want to put out this year. Me and Daz were just talking about before we recorded this one was, some option videos as well. And so, yeah, stay tuned for some more videos from us. Thank you to all the new subscribers. And again, if you know of anyone who wants to hear of any technical analysis, that needs some help with price points, that just can't figure out, what's a good price point to get into a company, feel free to share this video link with them. If you have any comments, please put those down at the bottom. Like and subscribe. And again, you can only get better with feedback. So, we need your feedback. If you'd like to see a company scanned or called out that we don't have on the list, please put those in the comments and I'll make sure I put that on the scan for me and Daz to call out the very next week. So again, thank you for joining us and good luck trading this week.